Okay, so I have my homepage done now. I got most influential people as the title. I got my people with their names next to them as I scroll down. That's the end of the homepage. Now let's add another page to this website. So I'm going to go over here to the right, and instead of inserting, I'm going to go to pages. I click on pages, and I'm going to add another page. This is the home page with the influential people on it, and I'm going to add the page. Now the first name of the first page is going to be the first person on my list. It really might not have to go in order here, but I'm going to do like this. So this will be the Bruce Lee page. Okay, and so on the front of the page, it automatically names it. So I'm just going to add my photograph now. So I go to Insert, or I can double click here and say Images. I'm going to add an image, just like I did before, and I could choose the same image, or I could choose another one if I so choose. Once again, it comes in on the left-hand side. I could just drag it to the center if I wanted to, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add some text. Double-clicking, adding text, and now I'm going to write about Bruce Lee. But what do I write about Bruce Lee? I'll tell you. The who, what, when, where, why. Let's talk about it. So here's a little cheat sheet that'll help you through the process of writing this paragraph. Very brief paragraph, mind you. 3 to 5 sentences. You should be able to cover each one of them. Even if you did a sentence for each one, who, what, when, where, and why, that would be 1 sentence each. I don't want to be reading paragraphs and paragraphs, and I certainly don't want you to be copying and pasting this information. This is the part where you use your brain to come up with the who, what, when, where, why, the W's of journalism without plagiarizing. So let's do the breakdown here. We have the who the person was or the people involved. So if it was more than one person, for instance, the Beatles, then you would say each one of their names. You would identify each person involved. Next, what? What were they most known for? Not that they were a beatbox champion in 3rd grade. Okay, what company did they run? What invention did they make? What were they most known for? So for instance, if you were talking about a president, you wouldn't talk about how they were senator. You would talk about their presidency, not how they were senator. Okay, so you want the most influential part of the person's life, what they were most known for. When were they most influential? Okay, so when did they make the greatest impact on the world, on the country, etc., etc.? So you're going to say when, and it could be a group of years. It could be decades. It could be from the 50s to the 60s. It could be, in the 80s, or it could be they were most influential while they were president from this year to that year. Or it could be they were most influential because of this event happening on this date. So it could be a bunch of different things, but it could be as broad as a selection of years. Where did the most influential action take place? You're going to tell me where. Okay, and it could be a certain location. It could be a city, could be a state, could be a country. In a lot of these cases, you're going to use just the United States, or from the United States, known all over the world. From England, the Beatles traveled to America, known all over the world, etc., etc. So you're going to tell me where the action or the influential part of this person's life or people's lives took place. Why? Because we like you. So why was this person influential? Who did they affect? Was it a group of people? Was it a country? What they did has a ripple effect, and you need to put your finger on that and figure out why that person was the most influential. So you're going to say, oh, they spurred on a whole movement, or they were the first person to do this, which then led to others doing it, etc., etc. So you're going to figure out why this person or people were very influential. And those are the W's of journalism that we are going to use for this project. So where do I find out the who, what, when, where, why? I'm not an expert on this person, but the Encyclopedia.com is. So I go back to Encyclopedia.com where I find my person, or I got my hyperlink from this web page here. right? So I go back to my person on encyclopedia.com and I read through the information on the website. Now I'm looking for the who, what, when, where, why. As I'm reading, I'm taking mental notes. I might go back and forth, put the information in, then I'm going to come back and you'll see an example in the next scene. So just hang tight, look at the example, and then go to encyclopedia.com and find your own information for each person. So here is a sample of my who, what, when, where, why. And this is probably an appropriate amount of writing that you should have. Not too much, not too little. So here we go. I have the who, Bruce Lee. What was he? A Chinese actor. So I have who and what in that first sentence. And the when, artist in the early 1970s. He moved to Hollywood. That's my where. To make action movies and break the Asian stereotype in films. His roles in the movies inspired future generations of action heroes and fans to learn Kung Fu and martial arts. That's the why. Okay, why was he most influential? Because he inspired others to learn Kung Fu and martial arts, probably more so than any other martial artist in history. So, that's the who, what, when, where, why. You got the breakdown. You see an example. Now you're going to apply these principles to your people when you write your information on the web page for that person. Once you have your information created here, you wrote your paragraph, you think it's good, what I want you to do is have the computer read it back to you so you can hear mistakes that you may have made. So I'm going to highlight the words, I'm going to hold down the control button on the keyboard while I click on the area here, and I'm going to go down to speech and start speaking. So I'm going all the way down here to the bottom. So I'm down here, I hit speech, and then I'm going to start speaking right over here. Now when I hear the computer speaking to me, I'm going to be listening for any mistakes that I might have made in grammar or typo that I might have made. So you listen to the computer because it's not putting any emphasis on any words. So you're going to hear a straight reading of exactly what you wrote, and you use that information and make your edits appropriately. And now you'll create a new page for your other people as well. Simply go over to the pages again, hit the plus, and create the new page for each one of your people. Then go on those pages and fill out the who, what, when, where, why of those people as well.